What's up, YouTube? It's QahirTheConqueror here. Welcome back to my channel for yet again another video. Before I begin this video, I would like to say if this video helps you in any way, if this content helps you in any way and you resonate with any of this video in any way, please drop a like, comment, and/or subscribe. It would help me a lot and I would really appreciate it. In this video, I'm going to talk about exposure, the importance of exposure, what exposure can do for us as individuals and as a collective. Exposure is important because we live in a world, in a society where there are people who have access to things that not everybody has access to. And my point isn't to draw up sympathy or pity or anything like that. Stay tuned and you'll understand what I mean and where I'm going with this video. Lack of access, it's real and it affects you in ways you don't even understand. It affects people in ways that they can't even comprehend because they don't even know. And one thing that I learned is that what you don't know can hurt you. Some people have heard this saying, and I've even heard it, what you don't know can hurt you. What I don't know can hurt me. And in some instances that might actually be true, but it can hurt you. See, as I mentioned, there are people who have, and there are people who have not. Because we live in the year 2025, I can't even believe I'm saying that, and we have technology, we have computer, phone, car, phone, computer, TV, computer. Like, these devices are so powerful and we have so much that is easily attainable at our fingertips. But even then still, there are people who don't have what everybody else has. And then there are people who have a lot. I'm not focusing on any of the groups, but one thing that you have to understand is that what you don't know is out there, what you don't see, it can affect you because you might not even know what you want to do, what you want to be, where you want to go, where you want to see, what you want to see, what you want to do when you see, if you get the point. Exposure helps unlock your mind. It helps unlock your imagination and unlock parts of you don't even know are there. One thing that I'm sure we can agree on is that there are people who draw out of us certain things. There are people who draw out of us love, a depth to us in regards to love we don't even know was there. There are some people who draw out that competitor, that warrior in us. For instance, coaches and things like that. And there are some people who draw out the worst in us and the most evil, sick, vile, creative thing you can think of. So my point is that we can be influenced by people and their energy and things like that. But you're telling me that we can't be influenced by what we see every single day? Another thing that I've seen and I've learned and observed is that most people equate to what it is that they see around them on a day-to-day basis. Let's start from the family. People whose families live certain lifestyles and live a certain way and things like that, what do usually the children and the babies grow up to be? Virtually the same. If not, there's usually like one or two black sheep type of children, a part of that family, who kind of branch off and do their own thing for whatever reason. They usually amount to whatever it is their parents or their grandparents or their siblings, cousins, uncles, aunties amounted to. Usually, a family full of police officers is going to continue to brew at least a few police officers. And then, because that's working class, blue collar, maybe the highest somebody might go is like the highest that you can go in the police force, or maybe even something else, but it'll probably be in the same line of work, similar amount of pay and things like that. Now, what about comparing a family who is a family of criminals and a family of thieves and liars and manipulators and people who scam and cheat anything that they can do to get a dollar? What do the children usually, or what are they most likely going to be? A product of what they're around. So they'll figure out some lane, way, or shape or form to fit in that lifestyle. Or like I said, there may be one or two that realize either the ineptitude of that and that is wrong and do something better, or usually, something along those lines. But the point being is that what you're exposed to is what you're going to imagine. So if, let's say, dad's a police officer, then your imagination might be limited to being the best police officer or the highest in the force. And I'm not saying any of these possibilities are wrong or right. That's for you to choose. But I'm just saying that exposure is important because that is what shapes and molds us. Fortunately, there was a lot that I was exposed to young and throughout my school life, extracurricular life outside, the world of sports and things like that. But even with that being said, there was still a lot that I just didn't know was out there. And after graduating high school and kind of exploring the world a little bit and through travel and through just different experiences, and that journey has exposed me to so much. I've been exposed to things that I didn't really know were real. Like, there's things that you see in the movies and TV shows and you hear people talk about, but you don't really know you don't know it the way they do because it's something that is a daily reality to them. For instance, let me give you a silly example. You could wash dishes by hand and then you see a dishwasher and go, whoa, you're telling me that there's something that does what I've been doing and my family's been doing our entire lives for us? And it's even better if not. Being exposed to that is like a different reality. And even though it's a really silly and small example, just imagine on a larger scale. For instance, let's say you grow up in a family of working class people, and then you meet somebody that's in a family of millionaires and multimillionaires and maybe even billionaires and things like that. There's just a different reality that you're not even aware of and exposed to. And I'm not talking about things from a financial level or a socioeconomic level. I'm talking about you are somebody that is meant to do good and great things, whatever scale that is for you. But it unfortunately will kind of end up on you depending on whatever type of childhood you have and upbringing and things like that. But there's a world much, much bigger than the world that you're introduced to. When you're in the womb for 9 months. And then when that time is up, you have to now be exposed to the real world. And then that can be scary and uncomfortable, but you can't stay in there forever. Now, I'm not saying that you can't stay in your comfort zone forever, but there's a big world out there. You got to go see it. You have to expose yourself to things out there. You have to see good things, bad things, everything in between, and even great things. And these exposures can unlock your imagination. It can give you dreams and visions that you didn't even really know you had because you didn't see it yet. There may be somebody who can do something great in the world of medicine, but if they're never exposed to anything in that field or anything to spark and unlock what might be there, that might perish with them. In the Bible, it talks about how a man or people or whatever without a vision is going to perish because you don't have anything to keep you alive and to keep you going. And I don't even mean alive physically. I mean alive like mentally and spiritually and literally. You need to expose yourself or be exposed to these things. Like, for instance, you go from elementary school to middle school, and then you get a tour to a high school. You go there and you see, wow, this is how high school students do it. And then you're in high school and you go on a college tour and you see, whoa, this is what the college kids are doing. And then you're a college student and you get an internship, or you go tour or get some type of visit Fortune 500 companies or, big firms and things like that. And you go, wow, this is how the adults are living. And then you get the point. And now these are just examples, but you just need to understand that it's really important to be exposed, and exposure can be the key to unlocking whatever it is that you might need to be unlocked. Summarize, basically, just try your best to do your best wherever you're at, but understand that there might be things out there that you need to be exposed to in order to kind of find your way, to find purpose, to find a sense of self, to find direction. And I think that it's really important to expose yourself to different experiences, expose your children to different experiences, expose your friends and your partners to different things. It can be scary, it can be tricky, you can feel insecure, it can be anxious to be in environments or places or in conversations or whatever it is that might feel unfamiliar. But exposing yourself to these things, exposing other people to these elements can sometimes do great things for you that you weren't really possible until you were exposed, until you had seen and saw. I hope this video helped. Thank you. Stay tuned. See you for the next one.